Welcome into the 49ers Report presented by FanDuel. My name is Cam Rogers. Hit me up on Twitter at Mr. Rogers99. Fun show on tap for all of you guys. We've got the latest 49ers rumors to get through. But before I do, for the new watchers out there, we have the Rumor Explainer, because I'm going to flash some Jed heads here. I'll tell you what they mean. 0 heads, it's fake news. Do not believe in that rumor. 1 Jed head, there's little truth to that rumor. 2 Jed heads firmly in the rumor category. It's simmering, if you will. 3 heads, we are faithful in that rumor. And 4 heads, it is happening. Let's talk about rumor numero uno on the list. Does the offense deserve a D grade from that Week 1 performance against the Minnesota Vikings? Pretty faithful in this. 3 Jed heads on this one. And guys, I hate to say I told you so, but I kind of did. We're talking about a Vikings team that is projected, in my eyes, to be the number 1 overall seed in the NFC. So in one regard, yes, it was expected the 49ers to struggle in this game. In another regard, it's not necessarily projecting the rest of the season for the 49ers because of that one bad performance against a potential top-line seed in the NFC. In terms of Jimmy Garoppolo, he was not very good. 15 of 33, 261, a touchdown, and 3 interceptions in that one. Dante Pettis showed some flashes, George Kittle as well, but a lot of missed opportunities in this game, particularly with Pierre Garçon, suffered from some drops in that game as well. The offensive line got banged up, also gave up 3 sacks in that game. Alfred Morris, 12 carries, 38 yards. Matt Breida, not much better either. It was an overall disappointing game on the offensive side. Are you concerned, though? React right now. Give me a like for yes, a heart for no. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. I'm going to go ahead and say no. I am not concerned about the offense for San Francisco. Very small sample size. Let's see more data throughout the regular season before we draw drastic conclusions about the future of this offense and the state of the offense in general. Okay, so some bad news there, but the rookies performed pretty darn well. So I'm going to give this 3 Jed heads here, particularly with Dante Pettis and Fred Warner. I was pretty impressed with Warner. He had some big-time responsibilities at middle inside linebacker there for San Francisco, and he panned out pretty darn well. 12 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss, a pass breakup, and a forced fumble. That fumble recovered by Richard Sherman in that football game. Mike McGlinchey played well at tackle, struggled a little bit when he moved inside the guard. That's obviously expected, not his natural position. Of course, Dante Pettis had that fantastic touchdown reception as well. One member of San Francisco's staff said that Warner was the smartest defender on the field against the Vikings. This is obviously huge for Warner's confidence, considering, well, he's going to be the starter again this week against the Detroit Lions, with Reuben Foster still going through his suspension. All right, next up here, let's talk injuries. Are the Niners going to be without Josh Garnett and Mike Person? Firmly in the rumor category, 2 Jed heads on this one. We're talking about the right guard slot, of course, and Person and Garnett both suffered foot injuries in that game against Minnesota. For Garnett, it looked really bad. Dislocated toe. Person, a foot strain. As we stand right now, I'm going to keep Person there at right guard on the depth chart, but the 49ers may have to get a little creative here at guard if Person and Garnett can't go for their Week 2 campaign against the Detroit Lions. Of course, Staley, Tomlinson, Richburg, McGlinchey, those guys are all solidified with where they are. All right, the 49ers Report is presented by FanDuel. Head to FanDuel.com/chatsports and use our promo code ChatSports for $20 free on your first deposit. All right, so we're talking about $5 in, $20 for free in your back pocket. Challenge me on FanDuel as well. DM me on Twitter at Mr. Rogers99. Play FanDuel this week and use Jimmy G against the Detroit Lions because the Lions just gave up a whole bunch of points to the New York Jets. This is why Matt Stafford is not a top 10 quarterback, by the way. All right, let's talk about the 49ers perhaps signing Erik Walden, linebacker, former starter of the Indianapolis Colts. And with San Francisco still unsure about the health of Malcolm Smith, and with Brock Coyle now in concussion protocol, maybe they'll sign him to Jetheads for now. They brought him in for a workout. Adam Schefter first reporting this. Walden had 36 tackles and 4 sacks for the Titans last season and played a starting role for the Colts before that. He was with Seattle during the summer, did not make the team. So if the 49ers do sign this guy, it's probably an indicator of the health of Malcolm Smith and the health of Brock Coyle as we go forward here. So keep that in mind. I'll be tracking it for you guys. Speaking of health, will Marquise Goodwin miss week 2? So he is considered day-to-day as we stand. I'll give it one Jedhead. I think he'll be fine to play in this week 2 game against Detroit. Kyle Shanahan said he will evaluate things. Marquise Goodwin is suffering from a deep thigh bruise, which tells me, okay, doesn't have to do with the bone per se, just a little ice, little elevation, right? And you'll be good to go. So I think Marquise Goodwin will be fine for week 2. No worries there. If he does miss time, I'm still not worried because I do believe that the 49ers have one of the deeper wide receiver cores in the NFL with Dante Pettis and Richie James and all these guys that I think can make some plays on the outside. All right, are the 49ers going to sign Le'Veon Bell in 2019? So our friends at BetDSI have the latest odds for where Le'Veon Bell will be in 2019. The Pittsburgh Steelers check in as the favorite, of course. And then San Francisco is there at number 2, plus 400 odds. The Packers are there at plus 500, the team I actually think he will eventually go to. We got the Colts there at plus 900 and the Cleveland Browns at plus 900 as well. Forget about 2019, folks. With Jerick McKinnon down, should the 49ers just go ahead and trade for Le'Veon Bell? Go ahead and type away in the comments section Y for yes and for no. The saga between Bell and the Pittsburgh Steelers is quite unprecedented, to be honest with you guys. You never see teammates calling out other teammates on social media and in such a shady way, to be honest with you. David DeCastro and Foster there. These are offensive linemen calling out Le'Veon Bell, and Bell kind of clapping back a little bit as well. Really odd situation. I would not be shocked to eventually see Pittsburgh deal away or at least field offers from teams out there. Perhaps the 49ers will be one of those squads. All right, so how about Dez Bryant now? So will he eventually join the 49ers? This one I am not as confident in, and I have been saying this many times. One Jedhead here. Why am I bringing him up? Well, Jerry Rice seems to think Dez Bryant will help things out on that offensive side for San Francisco, and sure, Dez could help, but I just don't think that John Lynch is actually interested in bringing him in. Now, I can exclusively tell you here at Chat Sports that Dez Bryant was very close to signing with the Cleveland Browns. That fell apart last second. He actually visited the Oakland Raiders previously to the Browns. If you watch my morning talk show, you know that I think the Patriots should sign Dez Bryant. I still think eventually they will because signing Corey Coleman is a bit ridiculous, and he can't even make a Bills roster at wide receiver. So should the 49ers sign Dez Bryant? Let me know in comments. Very polarizing topic among all you guys. I do remember in past episodes when I have brought up Dez Bryant, you guys are pretty much 50-50 on this. 1 for yes, 2 for no. Here is the latest and what I can tell you on Dez Bryant. The guy is waiting for a contender to call him. So should the 49ers rip off 3-4 straight wins here in the regular season and Dez is still unsigned and he sees San Francisco performing well, maybe his ears perk up a little bit and he says, all right, let's see if the 49ers are interested in me and maybe Dez will play in the Bay Area. Clothing here at Chat Sports is provided by Mizzen and Main. Head to comfortable.af for these fantastic shirts. These are shirts with sweat-wicking technology, no ironing needed, no dry cleaning needed. Very portable shirts, if you will. You don't have to fold them up perfectly because they don't wrinkle at all. So it's a beautiful thing. Comfortable.af is indeed the website. All right. Do we have some concerns for Alfred Morris out there? I'm going to give it 2 Jedheads. Firmly in the rumor category, it was not an inspiring performance for Morris in that Week 1 game against the Vikings. Of course, headlined by that critical fumble towards the goal line, which came after a fumble previously. So it was kind of a weird moment there where the Vikings had a fumble and then eventually the 49ers had a fumble, and it wasn't a good look for Alfred Morris in this game. Yards per carry was pretty bad. The amount of carries weren't very good either because once Morris fumbled, he did not see as many opportunities. And like I said earlier, Matt Breida, not all that impressive either. But I'm not too concerned about Morris because, again, small sample size. Vikings, potential Super Bowl team. So let's see how Morris does against Detroit this week. Are the Super Bowl 53 odds worse now than what they were previously to Week 1? Yeah, they are. For Jetheads on this one, the 49ers Super Bowl odds have fallen to plus 3,300. They are behind the Baltimore Ravens now, a team that is coming off a beatdown of the Buffalo Bills. The Chargers, Chiefs, and Falcons have better Super Bowl odds. The Patriots still check in as the favorite, all according to our friends at BetDSI. But again, hey, if you want to make some money and you're still faithful in the 49ers getting it done in Super Bowl 53, throw some change down because there could be a big-time profit on your hands.